but some of them have failed quality control. Make sure you indicate what you'd like redeveloped via the workstation.
Hey guys, and welcome to another video, and welcome to episode 13 of my F1 2018 career mode. So we start off the episode with one of two upgrades getting successfully put on the car. It's not a bad thing, you know, we still have one upgrade and we don't have enough resource points to upgrade the failed one yet, but we will definitely try and do so at the end of the episode. But practice went pretty well, we got almost all of them purple. As I went to this career mode, things looked a bit more difficult. The practice modes were getting a bit more difficult, but yeah, let's see how we do in qualifying.
It's qualifying time at Spa, one of the mightiest tracks on the Formula One calendar. Long straights, up and downhill, Eau Rouge as well. This track isn't for the faint-hearted. And as we wait, poised for the start of what will hopefully be a thrilling qualifying, why don't you tell us, Anthony Davidson, about the things you can do to really get the most out of a car in a session like this?
Well, you're largely limited by the Parc Fermé regulations, of course. Back in the old days, pre-2004, you'd work on both a qualifying setup and a race setup over practice, and then swap them over after qualifying. So the race car was quite different at times to the qualifying car. Nowadays, though, you have to find a compromise that works for both. There are a few things that you can still adjust during the session, such as the differential, the brake bias, and the front wing angle, but that's about it. So it's more about optimizing what you do have and adapting your own style to suit the track conditions.
So here we are for Q1. This is our first of 2 laps. It felt pretty good. The setup I decided to go with was a slightly more high speed setup, because too much high speed was getting a bit odd, you know. The car was feeling strange into the corners, and as you can see, we're still not good enough, even though some of our parts were pretty damn worn. So this is a pretty power-based circuit, and I actually forgot to change parts. So as you'll see now in the end of the qualifying, you will see that my parts are pretty worn. But this is our second qualifying session. Maybe we can gain some time into these last 2 corners. Have a good exit, and yes, it looks like we're gonna improve by around 2/10. And yeah, we go now to P12 and we're comfortably through to Q2. But as you'll see now in Q2, I realized that my parts were pretty worn, and our teammate there, Pierre Gasly, in P5, that's incredible from him. Sirotkin way out of the pace. He is almost 5/10 slower than 19th. But our teammate, you know, he was pretty quick. And as you can see, we decided to give up on Q2 and just go and upgrade the car, because it was really hampering our pace, and if we did, we wouldn't even make it through to Q3. And the earlier we made these upgrades, the more the better it would be, because if other people have the same penalties like us, they will be behind us. So yeah, decided to give up on qualifying session, but at least for the race we're gonna start in last, but at least we're gonna have a fresh engine and maybe we can get some good points. That's definitely what I'm aiming for this race, just to get some good points. Our teammate makes it through actually now, and that's not good for us. We definitely didn't look bad there, but they're making the laps in that session, and it's going to be a poor session from us, and starting from last place in the race. Surprisingly, we did not lose any reputation. But
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be.
yeah, the team are not too happy.
It's not the end of the world.
We're definitely gonna try and get as much places as we can into turn 1, because I think that is the best place to get most of the positions. Everyone is bunched up, and you know, the AI, they don't really like to take that corner really quickly, so everyone's gonna be bunched up. We're gonna go down the inside. That's the plan, really. Let's try and have a good start, good reaction time, and yeah, let's see how we do in the Belgian Grand Prix.
Who doesn't love the Belgian Grand Prix? It's the race, of course, that gave maiden pole positions to the Jordan and Force India teams, with Rubens Barrichello and Giancarlo Fisichella respectively. Jordan, of course, would then go on to better that here in 1998 with their first ever victory. And you can guarantee that something special will always happen at Spa-Francorchamps. But what that something is today is anybody's guess. Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Verstappen, Nico Hülkenberg and Magnussen. Ocon, Raikkonen, they've taken a grid penalty. Gasly and Charles Leclerc. Hamilton, Perez, Fernando Alonso and Van Dorn. Stroll, Ericsson, Romain Grosjean and Carlos Sainz, Sirotkin and the rookie. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, don't worry about making places into one, it's far too tight. Concentrate on a clean exit so you get good momentum down the Camel Straight.
So Jeff, thank you for your advice, but we have our own plan, and we're gonna definitely try and go down the inside, as you'll see shortly after the formation lap. So going for the strategy, we're gonna go for usual one stop. I didn't want to go late on the tire strategy because I'm not too good with the tires, but you know, the others are definitely gonna pit early because they went into Q3 and they're going to have much worn tires. But here we are on the grid now. We're gonna try and get a good start, and it's lights out and away we go. It's a pretty good start. As you can see, what a start that was. Look how good we are compared to Sainz and Sirotkin, which we are now signed up beside. Sirotkin with a huge dive bomb, as oh, there was some contact there with Lewis Hamilton, and we chip off a bit of our front wing. I don't think it's too bad though, and we're already up to P12 into turn 1. So up Rouge now doesn't seem to affect us too much, the front wing, but try and go into overtake mode to get an advantage in top speed. Maybe down the inside of Leclerc if we can. Brake late. Can we even overtake Sirotkin? Yes, we do. We are already in the points here in lap 1. Wow, what a start that was. And now Gasly's looking vulnerable as well. Look how slow they're going into this corner. This is one of my, well, that corner is one of the weakest for the AI. So you'll definitely see me attacking them into that corner as we go on into this race. But yeah, just 11 laps we have in this race, so it's not going to be too long, but we're gonna have to make as much positions as we can to get a good one. But down the inside of Gasly we go. Oh, what a move that was. That was unbelievable. Gasly did not even see me coming, and what a move that was. From so so way back. That was one of the moves of the season. Wow. So now there's Raikkonen and a bunch of other cars in front of him. I'm gonna try and use as much power as you can to gain on them, as there's now yellow flags here. And there's Bottas! That's Bottas spun around, and that's another position for us. But what has happened to Bottas? He is, as we see from replays, fighting with Ricciardo there, and I believe there was some contact. Let's see it from the outside. Yes, there was some contact, and he just spun. So really it was a racing incident, and Bottas got the worst for it. As you can see, Verstappen was going to spin as well. Yes, that is Verstappen. My mistake, I said Ricciardo. And Bottas losing the most out of that incident. But lap 3 now, with Raikkonen looking pretty vulnerable. We're gonna maybe try and go down the inside once again, way back. We're still gonna try and do it. We're still side by side here. Are we? There's the red pointer there. Oh, he actually crossed across us, but we're gonna go orange now, too wide. I pussied out there, I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. I didn't think he was gonna leave me room, but in the end he actually left me quite a decent amount of room. But I don't know, I did not trust in him, and I went on the grass. I could have spun there, which was pretty dangerous, but as people now are gonna make their first and only stops of the race, we're up to P5, but that's not gonna last too long, as we are going to make our pit stop this lap. So there are a couple of cars in front of us, you can see, which are looking pretty vulnerable. Maybe using a bit of slipstream. We also have DRS. You can see almost 3 wide they're going to go. Down the inside is going to go someone. Vettel went down the inside of Hulkenberg. They're fighting for P3 here. Hulkenberg, could he get his first ever podium in Formula 1? Is now we got a really good run on Ocon. Maybe down the inside in this corner. We go on the grass once again, but he didn't leave too much room. So that was, we had to do that really. And we are in P4, but continuing on now later in the lap, Ocon gets really good straight line speed with my slipstream. But as we are now going to go into the pits, we're gonna dive it down the inside. Ooh, there was a bit of contact there, I felt that. And going to the pits now. So we should come out in a pretty good position. A lot of cars now going to pit. Oh, they're gonna change my front wing. I actually forgot that I actually had front wing damage, and I forgot to set it on off. I actually thought they weren't going to change my front wing because it wasn't that much really. And we come out in P16. We have lost so many positions as we cross the pit lane exit white line there. Yeah, that's not good. Not good at all. As we're now getting attacked by Van Dorn. There's a couple of slow cars here. Obviously it's a Williams who's slowing everyone down. That is Lance Stroll. The Williams in this game is an absolute dog. As we go down the inside of Hulkenberg. He was in P3 for a second there, before we actually went to the pits, so I don't know what happened to him. He must have changed his front wing as well. But I'm gonna try and get Stroll as quickly as we can, because he is going to hold us up in his slow Williams. Don't think we're gonna do it in this corner. He's really... We're having to brake in the middle of a corner just to not crash into him. It's pretty frustrating. But we hope we're gonna get a good run on him with the slipstream here as we go into overtake mode on the ERS. And Hulkenberg, don't think he's gonna get us, but we're definitely gonna try and get Stroll. We're gonna have the outside for this corner, but we brake late and we got the position pretty comfortably. P13, we're still a pretty long way from points, but if we stay behind Sainz getting the DRS, maybe we can get a good chance of points here. So that's Sainz making a move on Sirotkin, and he gets him pretty easily. And you know what this means? Another slow Williams in front of us. We're gonna definitely try and not get held up like we did with Stroll. Sirotkin actually is in a really good position. As we saw at the start of the race there, we actually pushed him a bit wide, so that made him go to the inside, and so he said, I'm just gonna brake late and jump everyone. That's what he did, which was pretty surprising to see from DII. And yeah, we're still behind Sirotkin, but maybe we can use the same strategy as we did with Stroll, putting it up to overtake as we go. Using the slipstream here, we're gonna go around the outside into this corner. That was a beautiful move. That was ballsy and a great move. That was like Verstappen's move on Grosjean, I believe, in 2015. He did something like that, and he was a rookie at the time as well. So who knows? Maybe next year we're gonna do the same. But yeah, now there's another yellow flag. 19 cars left. There has been... Oh no, that's Ricciardo is out. He was leading the whole race from the start. Oh, what a poor thing to happen, as now we're lap 10. There's a couple of slow cars in front of us. Perez, I think, is blocking everyone, but wait, I think that's Leclerc who's blocking people. He is in a slow car. And down the inside goes Sainz. Maybe we can try and get him as well. Oh, that was a great move. That was an incredible move, and we are in the points now. That's a great move as well. We're actually doing the overtakes of the season in this episode, but Max Verstappen there wins the race in front of his home crowd, even though he's not Belgian. You know how the crowd was in Belgium. Everyone with orange caps. But we're gonna finish now in P10. Good result.
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy and to stay out of trouble.
So here come our winning drivers today, and what a race it was. There's been a big push at the factory lately to get these cars ready, and we can see the fruits of that labour today as Red Bull lift the winner's trophy. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Well, the lead at the top has come down after a poor result for our points leader. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I have to give it to the rookie. They demonstrated a very delicate touch in close proximity to other cars, as well as showing a lot of maturity and patience in difficult situations.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
Amazing performance out there. You must be really happy.
You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
Appreciate your time.
So that was the race. Pierre Gasly, I believe, finished in P7. Good result for him, but not a good for us because we're now even further from him in the championship. I believe he has 39 points and we have around 32, I think. But as you can see, Claire asked us about the crash, the contact at the start with Lewis Hamilton, and we answered in a pretty arrogant way, I can say, but that lost us some reputation with Mercedes. But in the end there, we're gonna upgrade the car. It's going to be a major upgrade on the aerodynamics side, and we're gonna have to wait 3 weeks for it to come. But if you did enjoy this video, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.